Outsiders, and man, are we excited to be here today.
It's a party, baby!
Let me make sure everybody's awake. Woo! There you go. Now we'll see that everybody is awake and ready to roll. Welcome to our prediction show for WrestleMania. And we just got off of a pretty good SmackDown, some pretty good promos on SmackDown tonight by all three members of the Triple Threat. So good stuff there. We saw Jey Uso win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal as well. So congrats to him. And Jey Uso seems to be keeping up a hot streak as well. So welcome in, everybody. Hope you are all doing well on a Friday night late. Tazzy should be joining us pretty soon. Not too sure about Brandi because it is Brandi's birthday. So wish Brandi a happy birthday out there. And but welcome. We are here, of course, to do our prediction show, mostly because it's the only night we could have. As always with me, my co-host Jeff, and of course Jodie is here as well. Guys, we have a lot of news to cover, man. There was a lot of breaking stuff happening today, and Jodie sent out some stuff to me earlier this afternoon. I was at work, which is usually where I am when all this stuff happens. I cannot watch the Twitters and the social medias all day, so obviously thank you to Jodie for sending those out. But we did find out that the main event on night one is now Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. So that is now our main event for night one. We also found out that Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley start the show. So that championship match will be starting the show tomorrow night on night one. So they're kicking it off big. We had heard rumors that Drew wanted to do that, that he wanted to lead off the show. He's going to get his wish. So a big way to start the show. Maybe they're feeling a little froggy from the NXT stuff that we got the last 2 days. I don't know, but it looks like it's going to be an exciting start. And of course, an exciting main event. So what are you guys thinking about the news? And of course, Jodie, tell everybody the news that you sent over to me. Someone sent a little bit of a cryptic message on her Instagram.
Yeah, Becky Lynch posted. She ended up posting it on Twitter as well, but she posted a picture of her working out with some words underneath it. I don't remember what the words were, but she capitalized the first letter of every word, and it spells out night one.
So do we see the return of Becky Lynch at some point? We'll talk about that when we go over that match. Jeff, man, crazy stuff happening, exciting stuff happening, a lot of moving and shaking. So they said they were going to play this close to the cuff. They said that they didn't want any spoilers getting out, and they certainly did wait. It looks like until the last minute.
Yes. They absolutely waited until the last minute. Kudos to them for doing that and being able to keep it hush-hush.
Yep.
I got to do this before we go further. It's going to completely embarrass me. But, folks, don't just limit Jodie to Bray Wyatt knowledge. She does it all. Just saying.
Very true. Very true. Jodie outscooped Big Dan today. Big Dan wasn't happy. Big Dan said he got scooped. Big Dan's always watching the news, and he said, "Oh, I got scooped." I'm like, "You did. You did get scooped." Yes. Hey, look. Sometimes you get scooped. That's just how it goes. All right. Let me say hello to some people here, and we will get started because I know it's late. So we'll get going, and when Tazzy comes on, he can join right in. So TX a Base Raslin fan, what is going on? Cheese Whiz Jr., what's up? Timbo869 says, whoa. Jason Peace, good evening to you. Brian Coleman, what is up with you, Brian? Wrestling Lane says hello. Butter Spark says, hey there, insiders. How are you? Rusty Shackelford, what's going on, Rusty? John Cena Gamer 0809. I'm excited for Mania, especially Fiend versus Randy Orton. Yes, I don't think you're the only one. It was built up very well. I shared some articles over the last few days. There were some really good articles out there about that match. So, yeah, I think you're not alone there. Including all of us, of course. C Wrestling says, hey, Big Dan, is everybody ready for the number one wrestling podcast predictions for this weekend? Yes, I hope you all are. Let's see. Kevin Langhoff is here saying hello. Hello to you. Janelle Jackson is here. Hello to you. Sean Rousset is here. Eric Travis is here. Holy cow on the Roman promo. Yeah, they were all pretty good, man. They were all pretty good. Edge had a good promo, and so did Daniel Bryan. So all good stuff. All good stuff. James Chadwick is here. Happy almost Mania Day. Yes, very close, man. It is very close. The culmination of a long, crazy week of wrestling. Hayden Garrett. What's up, Hayden Garrett? And there he is. There he is. Looks like he's breathing heavy. What'd you run home?
Don't ever listen to a person that said they're going to have a car day and a serve out time, and they don't get it done 4 hours later. It's a party, baby!
And now he's going to pass out. Tazzy ran home.
Yeah, literally.
Well, there you go. Hey, we didn't start, so we were just welcoming people in. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. Unbroken 1010 is here. Wrestling Lane is here. So Shane Loki is here. You guys are my favorite podcast. Y'all wreck every other wrestling podcast as they leave. Well, thank you, Shane Loki. We really appreciate that, man. All right. Well, there you go. We got Tazzy. We are going to get moving here and start our predictions. And the way we'll do it is we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on each match, but the bigger matches will kind of go with our old format that we did, where who do we want to win? Who do we think will win? We'll kind of do that because that's fun. But we won't do it with every match, but we'll do it with some of the bigger ones, of course. And we'll talk about some surprises we think might end up happening. If there's people we think we may see at some point, or if we think that something really crazy is going to happen during the course of one of these matches, we will let you know that also. Now, first of all, little order of business. Don't forget, of course, how can you? We're talking about Mania. We are streaming WrestleMania for the very first time, so don't forget to come out and watch with us. Not too many times you get a chance to see. I used to go watch WrestleMania with friends almost every single year, but it was always the same group of friends. So this is going to be new to us. This is going to be new to you. So you will get to see live reactions from us watching this year's Mania. So don't forget to stop over. Not saying you can't watch other shows, because that's what multiple screens are for, and that's perfectly fine. But we will be starting tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So come on over. Join the party, baby, like Tazzy says, and we are going to have an absolute blast. So come on over tomorrow night, join in the fun, and watch along with us for the very first time, WrestleMania. And we're excited, and we hope you guys are excited too. So Conrad is here, Everything Pro Wrestling. Hello, Conrad. Hello to Azan White. Cult of Wyndham is here. Maj is here. Wes is here, talking about Scooby Snacks. Yee! Unbroken is here. Kevin is here. All right. Let's get rolling, shall we? There you have it. Night one match card. And let's dig right in, and let's start off with match number one, which we have already heard. What is going to open the show? So Jeff's going to look for the graphic real quick. There we go.
I'm going through.
Now go right.
Take
your time. When does Impact pay-per-view start tomorrow? I believe that is XFL at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think they're going from 3, might be till 6. Not sure of the exact time, but I did hear on Busted Open, I think that Tommy Dreamer had said it's going to be 3 to 6. So, yeah, don't forget about that, too. If you're an Impact Wrestling fan, you have a 3-hour pay-per-view to watch tomorrow, and it looks like it's going to be pretty good. I wish I could watch it. Unfortunately, I'm working, but I may certainly catch up on it after Mania. So, yeah, don't forget to check out Impact as well. All right, there you go. Announced today, as we said earlier, if you weren't here from the beginning, this has been announced as the opening match of WrestleMania. What a way to start. It is Bobby Lashley. It is Drew McIntyre for the title. So right off the bat, we're starting off hot. Jeff, what's your thoughts on this one? We can do a who you want to win, who you think will win on this one, since it is a title match. So go for it, Jeff. What do you think?
Man, this is a tough one. This is really tough, but I'm glad they're starting out this way. For me, I think who would I like to win? Bobby Lashley. I'd like to see him hold the belt at least until SummerSlam. Who do I think will win? This might surprise you. Bobby Lashley.
Oh, okay.
I think he's going to win because I just get this feeling that they're about to do something else with Drew. And maybe they want to keep that belt on Lashley just a little bit longer.
Fair enough. All right. Let's go to Jodie. Jodie, what are you thinking here about Drew and Bobby Lashley?
I think that Drew's probably going to end up walking away with the belt here. I think that's what they wanted to do last year with him being in front of crowds. And I know they weren't super happy that he won the belt without crowds. So I think they're going to try to do it again now that they have crowds.
Okay. Fair enough. 25,000 people will be at the event, so we will have fans. A lot of them are talking tonight on the promos about having fans for the very first time. And yeah, I'm sure it's going to be exciting for the athletes to be able to actually hear fans and them not being on a screen. So yes, Conrad saying Lashley in a Leo Rush voice. All right, Tazzy, call it, man. Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre.
I'm so glad I caught my voice. I mean, I caught my win. I am going both with Bobby Lashley. I think if this was a different scenario where Bobby Lashley wasn't so big at this point, I would like, oh yeah, definitely Drew. But as of right now, Bobby Lashley is like the biggest thing right now, and you got people that's coming up on the main roster right after Raw. You never know. You might need a real big heel. And what I've been saying this all the time, WWE is great with heels. So I think it's all Bobby Lashley tomorrow night.
Fair enough. All right. So, man, it is a tough call for this one because logically you're going to look at different things. And again, I'm going to take a step back and just try to look at it logically and, from that kind of a standpoint and where they would go from here. Now, we do know that it seemed as if they were having a problem finding opponents for Drew. At least that's what was talked about, that they really kind of didn't know what direction they were going. We saw the thing with Sheamus. That didn't pan out. So does it make sense that logically they would think about giving Drew the title back, like Jodie said? Yes, it does. Do I think that's what's going to happen? No. I do think Lashley's going to win. I want to see Drew win to get his moment because everybody is due a Mania moment. And, none of these athletes had that. They had some great things happen last year at Mania, and they did a great job in getting it going, especially after what happened and COVID. But I don't think they want to give that transitional champion tag to Bobby Lashley. I really don't. I mean, we all saw what they did with the Hurt Business, which was questionable to begin with. If they do that to Lashley now, you kind of really lose credibility then for that entire group. And I don't think they're going to want to do that. Now, what's going to happen? People are mentioning Brock. Sure. Brock certainly could come back. Now, what does he do? Does he go after Drew? Well, that could be maybe what causes Drew to lose. Something could happen in that respect. But more like maybe he comes back on Monday, and then they have an opponent for Drew McIntyre. Because then at that point, Brock's coming back to take revenge on Drew McIntyre. So I think Bobby will win this match. I think we're going to see a hell of an opening here between Bobby Lashley's graphics with the lightning and stuff like that. I mean, imagine these things, we know what they look like in the Thunderdome. Imagine what they're going to look like out in the open. And of course, Drew with that sword. I mean, he comes down and plants that sword. They could light up the entire stage when he does that. So we're getting back to big Mania entrances, and I have no doubt this one will have that. But yeah, I don't think this is going to be a super long match. I think it, maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes. I don't think it's going to be super long, but I think it's going to get the job done. I think there's going to be a lot of energy, but I do think that Bobby Lashley will win this. And he will continue to hold that belt, and they may have some other people kind of in line to come up against him. We heard rumblings about Keith Lee. So if Keith Lee's back on Monday, well, there you go. I mean, Keith could kind of step right into that title picture. So I'm going with Lashley. And who I want to win, like I said, I mean, the emotional part of me would like to see Drew get that WrestleMania moment that Jodie was talking about, and maybe he will. As always, let us know what you guys think, who you think is going to win the match as we go along, and we will shout some of them out as we go. Lightning with that huge pirate ship. Yeah, the pirate ship's definitely going to play a part into this at some point. I just don't know what match and when, but I'm sure it will. So, all right, Jeff, what have we got up next?
Let's start.
Choo-choo! Yes, we have Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon. Always special when Shane O'Mac comes back. He's going to give you a WrestleMania moment. He always does. So let us start this time with Tazzy. Tazzy, who do you think is going to win this one? And I guess the bigger question is, who's going off the top of that cage? Is it Shane McMahon? Is it Braun? Is it both? What do you think?
Well, after seeing all the things that Shane does, guarantee it's going to be Shane McMahon going off the cell. Where is he going to land? I have no idea. He can land on the ceiling, and he can land on the bottom of the cage, on the side of the cage, outside the cage, on the table. Here, there, everywhere. I think I was about to do a nursery rhyme, but I really, really think that Braun is going to win this match. I think this is perfect for him. Yes, he had his moment last year, but there was no crowds. So now he gets a moment with the best in the world, Shane McMahon. So we're going to see Braun Strowman, all the above. I can't wait.
Big Dan says, to agree with you, Big Dan says Braun is going to destroy Shane. Maybe we get him put through the top of the cage. Maybe they set that whole thing up and Braun puts him right through the floor on the top or the ceiling of the cage and he goes right through. We get another Mick Foley moment. Maybe we get something like that. Shane wins by Dabba-Kato help. Ooh, interesting, Jeff Samuel. Okay. Of course, yeah. Shane is that sneaky heel. He can certainly always have somebody behind, has his back. Hopefully it's not Elias and that whole crew, because we've seen that done to death. Shane's going to win by tickle torture. Good God. All right, Jodie, what do you think of this one? Who wins? And do we see any kind of really crazy stunts by Shane McMahon?
Of course you will. Shane McMahon's going off the top of that cage. It's just what he does. He's going to end up in a table, or I think he's going to jump off of it and end up in a table, or Braun's going to throw him off of it and he's going to end up in a table. I really, 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 really want to see Braun win this, but I think Shane's going to walk away with it.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I wonder if there'll be a Spanish announce table now that the fans are allowed back. Because if there is, that might go down really, really quickly.
Not the table.
Jeff, what do you think, man?
You know what they say about certainties in life: death, taxes.
Yes.
McMahon doing some crazy behind spot at WrestleMania. I think those are what they say are certainties. Honestly, I think it's actually going to be a decent fight per se.
Okay.
But I think I got Braun winning. I really want that to happen. Maybe that's just me wishfully thinking about that, but I'd really like to see Braun win this one, because my goodness, I mean, what a difference a year makes. You know, like it's just so different. But yeah, I want to see Braun win, and that's probably more of a heart pick than a head pick. But I'm gonna go with Braun.
Okay. What was that Conrad said? Oh, Shane pulls out Brain Quest and Braun Strowman taps out. Oh,
Wow.
Braun. Oh man, yeah, so bad. All right, so I think Braun will certainly get some, a lot of destruction in with Shane. Shane is very weaselly, so I'm sure he will get his moments. One of them will be, I mean, who knows? He may grab some kind of foreign object outside and hit Braun with it, and no one will see it, or something like that. Get Braun down on that table, and then that's maybe when Shane will fly off the top of the cage and bring the elbow down onto Braun. Who do I think wins? I think this is a tough call. It's a tougher call than a lot of people may think. It depends on where they're going. I think it makes sense to have Braun win, only because, the feud has been very one-sided, and, this whole angle that they're playing up where he's just stupid and all that kind of stuff. I think, obviously that's a lot of heelish stuff going on. He'll overcome that, and I think Braun Strowman will win it. I think there'll be a little bit of embarrassment after this match too, as I think he will do something to Shane that will embarrass Shane McMahon. Whether this stops depends on whether or not they'll have a feud for him. And if, like someone said in chat, if someone does come out to help Shane, then maybe they will have a feud for Braun going forward with that person who comes out to help Shane. So I'm going to go with Braun here. But I think there could be something that may end up happening after the match to set something up. So, all right. What is next?
All right, man. Cesaro and Seth Rollins.
This one could steal the show. This could be a really, really good match. It's so hard for me to believe that this is Cesaro's first singles match in a WrestleMania. So hard for me to believe that. And man, oh man, I really love Cesaro's work. The man is just a company guy. He doesn't bitch. He doesn't complain. He just goes out and does what he should what he should do. When they tell him to do it, he does it. And he's the definition of just a professional. And I think he's going to show out in this match. I think we're going to get the suit of all suits from Seth Rollins. Whether he beats Chris Jericho's outfit from years ago with the light up lights on the suit coat, I don't know. But he's going to come out with a very bright suit that he'll wear to the ring. So, but I think this is all to give Cesaro a bit of a push here. And I think who better to do it than one of the best villains that is out there in Seth Rollins. And I think he's going to push Cesaro a little bit here. And maybe Cesaro then goes on a path to become the next challenger for Roman Reigns, or whoever wins title. But I think Cesaro goes over here, and like I said, I think this is going to be a really good match, and I think this might be one of the longer matches that we see on night one as well. So I think it's going to be really good, but I think Cesaro wins here, and I think a lot of you in chat are saying the same thing. Cesaro wins. Not many people going with Seth. Okay, all right. Let's go to Jodie next. Jodie, what do you think here? Seth Rollins or Cesaro?
I think the real winner here is going to be Seth's suit.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of suit he has for sure.
That's let's face it, I'm just as excited about that as I am about the match.
Yes.
But I think you're right. I think this is their chance to give Cesaro a little bit of a push, and I think that he's going to come out victorious here.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that it's his time now, and I think that Seth, Seth's probably at the point now, kind of maybe in his career a little bit, where he's going to take a step back and help some other people get ahead, and that's pretty cool of him too. So, and who knows, he may end up in a feud somewhere down the road with Roman, whether they go Shield against Shield at some point, which would be amazing if we see that down the road. So, all right, Tazzy. You're up.
I've been waiting for this match since Seth came back and Cesaro was outside the ring. I was like, this is going to be a good match. When it's going to happen, I have no idea, but it's going to be a great match. I honestly want Seth to win, honestly, because he lost last year. I don't like to have him lose 2 years in a row, but I honestly think this is the time to push Cesaro. And Seth probably will get his comeback party next year. Seth ain't going nowhere. Seth's going to be here for a long time. Yep. He's WWE, like Roman. So, like I said, Cesaro's going to win this match. It's going to be a great match. Expected to see some crazy spots in this match, too, because these two can do it. So, I'm going Cesaro. I'm going Cesaro to win the match.
Okay. All right. Let's hope there's no eye play. I just don't want to see any eye play in this match. No poking out eyes. None of that. Yeah. Boop, boop. Hopefully Seth's over that now, and he's focusing on his attire. So yes, no eye play, please. Seth also does a lot of superhero tributes and stuff during WrestleMania. So let's see if he comes out wearing like something comic book related. I'd love to see him wear like a suit from the Kingpin. See him wearing like an all-white suit or something like that would be cool, like a tribute to the Kingpin. So we'll see if he does something like that. All right, Jeff, what are you thinking here with Cesaro and Seth?
This match is going to be absolutely fantastic. I do know that. I know that this might, when we look back over the 2 nights of WrestleMania, this might be the match that we're still talking about on Monday. Both guys ridiculously talented in the ring. But listen, it's time for Cesaro. It's been time for Cesaro to get a push. Not as a tag team champion, but as a singles champion, a singles main event player. Because that's talent-wise in the ring, that's what he is. So it's time to start giving him that push. Seth doesn't really need it right now. Seth, there's always something when you have someone as great as Seth Rollins. There's always a way to get them back involved in a main event type of program going on. So I think Cesaro wins, and we'll see what happens. This may be winner of the Big E Apollo Crews match might have Cesaro next up on the menu. See.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, good point. Rusty says, is this the match Becky gets involved in? Well, she did say night one, but everybody's kind of thinking it's the women's match and stuff like that. Who knows? You don't usually see husband and wife teams and stuff like that kind of doing that, but it would be interesting, wouldn't it? Who has the better superhero suits, Johnny Gargano or Seth Rollins? That's a good question. Gargano, of course, wearing the Iron Man suit yesterday, so we'll see if he tries to outdo him. All right, let us know. Most of you, it seems like, said Cesaro for that match. At least that's what I'm seeing in the chat. A couple people said Seth, but most of you, I think, are thinking it's going to be Cesaro is going to win. So, yes, it seems like we're all in agreement of that one. All right, Jeff just disappeared. Jeff, are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay. What do we got next, Jeff?
All right, man. We've got this tag team turmoil match. Say that 10 times fast.
Yes.
I can't.
Tazzy's still winded. Tag team turmoil. Yes, this was announced tonight. We kind of saw it coming, and of course, whoever wins this gets a title shot on night 2. So this is going to carry over from night 1, night 2. Kind of borrowing a little bit from NXT. Are we here? Maybe maybe a little bit. Just maybe a little bit. All right. So who's going to win this one? Well, this is interesting because you have that new team with Tamina and Natalya kind of had a little bit of momentum going on. You had you had Lana, and I don't know. This is a tough one to call. I'm going to go with, and I really don't know why, because they didn't really have any kind of lead in or momentum going in, but I'm going to say the Riot Squad. I'm going to say the Riot Squad. And I don't really know why, because, again, there really was no lead up to this. But then again, it was just kind of thrown together. I don't know. They seem kind of like the team that people are neglecting. So I'm going to say the Riot Squad wins this. And maybe, finally, Liv Morgan maybe kind of gets a push in some sort of direction. So I'm going to go with the Riot Squad here. Billy and Kay. Oh yeah, that's right, Kevin. Yes, Billy Kay and Carmella. They weren't in the graphics. So that's another good point. A brand new formed team between those two. So maybe that's the one that comes out on top, because really don't have much going for Carmella right now. And of course, Billy Kay was handing out contracts to everyone that would listen. So yeah, that's a good point, and maybe it will be them. So, but I'm going to go with the Riot Squad here, and I think maybe they'll get a push. And the next question will be: do you really expect them to win? Whoever wins this match, do you expect them to beat the champs on night 2? They've been pretty strong, haven't been looking like they're going to lose anytime soon. So, but we'll get to that when we get to night 2. Let's start off with Jeff. Jeff, who do you think is going to win this one?
Who do I think will win? I think Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose may win.
Okay.
That's completely out of left field, I know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's something we're going to get at some point during this weekend. Who do I want to win? The Riot Squad. Just because, it's criminal that Liv Morgan nor Ruby Riott have any championships at the moment. So that's where I'm going. I would love to see the Riot Squad, but I don't know. Maybe Dana and Mandy pick up the win, but it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. Well, no, I won't. I'll wait until we talk about night 2. Never mind.
Fair enough. Big Dan says, what if Sarah Logan comes back to help the Riot Squad win the titles? Did she have her baby yet?
Yep.
Okay.
December.
Okay. All right. Well, the timeline may work. Does Ronda return? They had said a few days ago, I think it may have been last weekend even, that Becky and Ronda were both getting set to return. So maybe. Yeah. So it looks like we may get a Nia versus Tamina match out of this too. Yeah. They wrestled each other tonight. on SmackDown. So should be really cool to see. I mean, look, that'd be a great match. Two women who are they've got size to each one of them, and that would be a barn burner of a match. So we'll see. All right, the Iconics is returning for shock value. I don't think we'll see the return of the Iconics. But hey, you never know. It's wrestling. All right, Tazzy, who do you think wins?
I'm going back to history when these titles was first defended a couple years ago. The Icons didn't have a big push then. So I'm going to go with the Riot Squad because I have a huge feeling that's what everybody's favorite is because they're both talented. The whole Riot Squad is very talented. And for seeing them to not have got a title opportunity yet, kind of criminal. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I do not mind to see them winning tonight, and then I can't really say what's going to happen on night 2 when they face out. We'll talk about that later. But but yeah, it's definitely gonna be the Riot Squad. I have faith and I believe in the Riot Squad. Let's put it like that.
All right. Tazzy believes in the Riot Squad. Believe. Does he believe, though? Does he believe in the Riot Squad?
Believe in the Riot Squad.
Let Liv win, says C Wrestling. Yes, I know that. I kind of figured C would. I know who C is rooting for in this match. Yes. Yes. All right, Jodie. Who do you think will win?
Purely for the fact that I want to see a reaction video, I want the Riot Squad to win.
Yes.
Purely for the fact that I want that C Wrestling reaction video.
He may actually mark out. He may mark out more than the Fiend match if Liv Morgan wins the titles. Yes. Look, there's a lot of people that are fans of Liv's. So yeah, it'd be cool to see her finally get something. Some tag team gold would be awesome. So there you go. All right. Well, who do you guys think will win? Looks like all of us are going with we think will be the Riot Squad, except for Jeff, of course. But says he would like to see the Riot Squad win. So all right, there you go. Big Dan said, with this being Peacock's first Mania, I'm sure they may have some huge surprises. Yeah, absolutely. Let's hope one of them is not lagging behind like they did yesterday. Let's hope they get that taken care of. All right, what's next, Jeff?
We're up there.
There we go. The graphic is all set. Jeff is ahead of me. All right, we've got Bad Bunny, and Damian Priest against Hip Hop Hooray, or whatever the hell their tag team name is, Miz and Morrison. So, all right, let me start this off. I'll start with Jodie. Jodie, is Bad Bunny gonna do okay in the wrestling ring? And who do you think wins?
Well, I think this is gonna be your bathroom break match.
Oh. Okay. That's not a compliment. Okay.
I'm sorry. I love Miz. I think he's hilarious. I'm not interested at all. I really could care less. So I honestly don't care who wins. I think probably Bad Bunny will end up winning it because that's just what they're doing right now. So
the celebrity match is the bathroom break match, says Jodie. All right. Hey, hop, ho, ho, whatever. Yes. Yes. All right, Jeff. What do you think of this one? Do you think Bad Bunny can show out a little bit in the ring?
Oh, boy. Maybe a little bit. He has been training, so there's that. And maybe this one is a little bit of a unfair thing, but remember how people were all, curious about Pat McAfee?
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be a similar thing that we get, but we'll see. But I've got Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. I think that they really want to push Damian Priest.
Yes.
They want to get the most out of this partnership with Bad Bunny. A lot of people will be watching because Bad Bunny is on there and not because they're a wrestling fan. So I think we see Bad Bunny and Damian Priest win this. And goodness gracious, I really want to see something else for Damian Priest and all parties involved.
All right. Yeah, absolutely.
The question is, do we see Bad Bunny with a new paint job on his $3.6 million Bugatti?
Well, at least they'll probably have the corn syrup washed off of it. Yes. We'll see if he comes into the ring with that beautiful car. All right. Big Dan even saying how he's going to said he gets the pin with a frog splash. So he's even telling you how are they going to win it. Postman Pierce has high praise for Bad Bunny's dedication to the craft preparing for this match. WrestleMania has always been known for celebrities. And we're going to get that, of course, here with Bad Bunny. And I think, yes, I think this has been set up to have Priest and Bad Bunny win. And I think we may get some. Let's just hope it's better than what we got from Snoop Dogg. You never want to see that kind of thing happen. So it can't, that's the bottom. You know, I mean, that's you know, that's the lowest rung on the ladder. So I think he'll do okay. I think he'll do okay. Like Jeff said, he has been training and he's got two of the better guys in the business as his opponents, Miz and Morrison. I'm sure they can, you know, they'll do a great job of making him look good. Yes, I do think Bad Bunny and Priest win. And for all the reasons pretty much Jeff said as well, because obviously going on from this, Damian Priest will be the one who will be, you know, who will come out of this and hopefully get some sort of push toward whatever he's going to be doing next. So I think that they will win. The celebrity will go on to win, and yeah, I think he'll do okay. I think he'll do okay. Might get a little bit of surprises from what we see from him. So, all right, Tazzy, you're up.
You know, it's funny because I completely forgot about that Snoop Dogg frog splash. I was trying to forget about it. Right. I feel like a proud papa right now with Damian Priest at WrestleMania. Well, it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that on this first night. But oh man, I honestly can't wait to see what Bad Bunny do. I honestly want to see. It's like the Pat McAfee, like Jeff said. It's like you want to see what he's gonna do, and you see what Pat McAfee did. I'm assuming Bad Bunny can do even better. He gets very accolade than Pat McAfee. I'm just saying. Don't get me wrong. I'm sorry, Pat. It is what it is. But yeah, I honestly love you. I love you, man. I saw you on the Dan Patrick show this morning. Shout out to you, but. It got to be Bad Bunny and David Priest. I'm probably being biased because NXT over here, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think we all agree that the heels will lose this one. Let's see. This match, the White Castle kicks in, says Cheese Whiz. Yeah, that's essentially what Jodie was saying. The White Castle.
Oh, I won't be eating White Castle. I'm making shepherd's pie from scratch.
No, there you go. That's better than White Castle anyway. Those people who are eating Taco Bell may adhere more to that comment than the White Castle. Yes. Can Miz and Morrison just hop the hell out of here? Says James Chadwick.
Wow.
Oh no, I wouldn't go that far. It is funny. On. It's funny in a very cheesy kind of way.
Miz and Morrison explode, says Maj, and then. Where'd that go? And then Morrison turns on Miz and then goes up. Those two could end up splitting up somewhere down the road. We'll see. We'll see. C Wrestling says Bad Bunny needs a spanking from Miz so he can then be Good Bunny.
Well, we've had Mad Bunny, Sad Bunny, Bad Bunny. Now we need Good Bunny.
We need Good Bunny. Yes. Kevin, thank you for the kind donation. Appreciate that. Am I the only one that wants Bray Wyatt and Dexter Lumis with Dr. Shelby's segment?
What about Cameron Grimes? Hello.
Dexter Loomis is Loomis and the Fiend would be very good, actually. Yes, that'd be awesome. All right, so there you go. There's our celebrity match. What do we got next up, Jeff? It's the New Day. All right, we've got the New Day against the newly formed team of AJ Styles and Omos. So, of course, his in-ring debut, we got a little taste of what that may look like. He looked pretty good when he got in the ring the last time, so looks very overpowering. But this should be really it should be interesting to see where they go with this. I mean, no one's probably expecting AJ and Omos to win it, but I don't know. I'm not so sure. I know the New Day, of course, won again, and we'll see. Do they retain? Do they go forward? I don't know. This one's a little iffy as far as what the outcome of it's going to be. So, Tazzy, who do you think wins this one?
This is going to be a hard match to predict. Fact is, one, this is the most creative way to get AJ Styles at a WrestleMania. Because I didn't know what AJ Styles was going to do. I didn't know he was going to be a tag team, but here we are. Omos's first debut in the ring. If you guys didn't see him on Monday, oh my God. That changed my mind because I thought the New Day was going to win. I kind of feel like they should still win because they just won the titles, and we don't need to keep on changing the tag team titles back and forth. But I like the shock value in WrestleMania. So, hey, A-Day goes to WrestleMania. So let's go for AJ Styles and Omos for the new tag team champions.
All right, yeah. Deanna says would be AJ's Grand Slam because Omos can't lose. Well, there you go. That could be interesting. So, Grand Slam title for AJ Styles. Yeah, why not? Why not, man? Jeff wants New Day for his Dream Survivor Series match, but I have a feeling Styles and Omos win, so Styles can be a Grand Slam champion, but a New Day win could lead to a Diesel / HBK type split. Yes, that's true too. That's true too. They can certainly do that as well. If you go back through some WWE watch-alongs, you can see the heat between Cole and McAfee, says Kevin. Maj says, question, AJ Styles and Omos win the tag belts, and then music hits with the sign that says soft Enzo and Cass return. Oh, jeez.
Wow.
You really think Vince would allow an Enzo Amore return during WrestleMania? Do you really think that, Maj? Really? Really? Yeah. I don't know. Even for fans of those guys, I don't know that I would think that they would debut at WrestleMania. So, yeah. I mean, it's a nice thought, but I really don't think that's going to happen. All right, let's go to Jeff. Jeff, what do you think is going to happen here, man?
I've got AJ and Omos. Because if the New Day wins, what's the next logical step? But if AJ and Omos win, then you can have the faces chasing the heels.
Right.
Belts again. This would be very good for a rematch maybe at SummerSlam or something like that. So, just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Plus, I mean, this completes something huge for AJ. And, I mean, they're just continuing to pile onto his Hall of Fame resume at this point. So, I feel like that's going to be a reason why we end up seeing them win the titles. And, I mean, I know people don't want to hear this. Maybe we see a heel turn with the New Day.
Ooh.
Love it.
I wouldn't mind that.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind that. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the heels as well. I just think it makes sense. I think AJ and Omos winning just makes sense. I think the big man is going to look very unstoppable in that ring. and unstoppable enough where he can overcome the quickness. I think you're going to see a little more of him than just a giant type character that just overpowers everybody as well. I think he may show a little bit of quickness in there, which I think will take the New Day off guard. And yeah, for all the reasons you guys in the chat are saying, for the reasons that Tazzy and Jeff said, and that they give that Grand Slam title to AJ Styles at a Mania, yes. A lot of people were complaining, saying AJ really hasn't had much going on since the match with Taker last year. So, couldn't really find a place for him maybe, but maybe this is the place that they find for him. And like Jeff said, then people can chase them going into some of the next couple of pay-per-views. So yeah, I'm going with AJ Styles and Omos as well. I don't know how good of a match it's going to be or how long it's going to go. But I think that we're going to see some surprising things out of Omos in this match. So, Jodie, what do you think?
I think I'm going to agree with everybody. I definitely think AJ and Omos is going to win this for sure. I would prefer to see New Day win it just because I kind of maybe sort of have a little bit of a crush on Xavier Woods. I'm just going to leave that there.
Is it that? Oh, yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, there you go. So it seems like we are all going with AJ and Omos. Elijah Washington says, what's up, guys? What's up, Elijah? How are you? We need all the New Day to get together. Well, I don't know, but we'll see. Maybe Big E will get together with them again sometime, but he's got things going on his own right now. Mm-hmm. So Azan says, read my comment. Okay, Azan. The New Day never won a tag team match at Mania. Is that true? I did not know that. If that's true, okay.
That's a good call.
Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. All right. So let's go to our next match, shall we? It seems like we are all picking AJ and Omos. All right, guys. Well, again, just announced today. We were all kind of talking about this. I know Jeff and I talked about this on our podcast more than once about why is this not the main event. It was all over social media as well. It was on a lot of dirt sheets as well, saying why is this not the main event? Well, as it turns out, apparently
they listened.
Apparently they either listened or they were planning this the entire time and just didn't ruin it and tell anyone, which apparently Vince, I don't like spoilers. Vince doesn't like spoilers, apparently. But yes, it is now the main event. So women making history again at Mania. This will be a WrestleMania main event. This is going to be a tremendous match, and historical for more than one reason as well. This is going to be awesome. This could very well be and should very well be the match of the night. I think they're going to give it a lot of time. I think it'll go a good while. And I do believe that it is Bianca Belair's time. I think Bianca will win. Maybe they keep it going, and maybe Sasha gets a rematch at some point down the road. Maybe that'll be SummerSlam. I don't know. Especially if we have the Becky factor and all that kind of stuff. We talked about that a little bit beforehand, before we started the show. A lot of people are saying, well, what is Becky going to do? We saw that whole thing on her Instagram that Jodie sent over that spelled out night one. So people are saying, does she get involved? I don't think so. I don't think you'd want to take attention away from these two women. They deserve all the attention. Where she may show up is when it's all said and done. She may be on the ramp. She may be on the Titantron and just come out and says, all right, ladies, great match. I'm next. Or something along those lines. So I think that's where we may see Becky in all this. But I do believe that this is Bianca Belair's time. It's led up to that. It looks that way. They had Sasha change her character. She was a face. She turned around, and now she's that heel again to go properly with this face against heel. So I do believe that Bianca Belair wins this, and I think it's going to be a spectacular end to night one. So, Jodie, what are you thinking here?
I think Becky Lynch is trolling everybody.
Could be. Yeah, it could be.
Honestly, because I think Bianca's going to win. And I think as much as I love Becky Lynch, and I do, having her come out after it's all said and done is going to ruin Bianca's moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's going to overshadow Bianca's moment, and I just don't think that they're going to do that to Bianca. So I think that Bianca's going to come out victorious. It's going to be a clean win, and it's going to be an absolutely beautiful moment. I may cry, and I'm super, super excited. This is gonna be the match of the night, 100%.
Yeah, this is going to be a great match. I agree. I think it's like I said. I think it's going to go a good long time, and I think it's going to be an awesome match. So yeah, great point. Absolutely great point. Tazzy, what are you thinking of the night one main event?
I am so happy about this match. It's a long time coming. Just to have these two is my girls right here. Peaches. I had to throw it out there. I had to put it out there. But just these two girls that they work so hard for this moment. Sasha should have been a main event star a long time ago. Now she is. Bianca Belair doing this for her first year on the main roster. That's awesome. I can't wait for this match. And no, Becky Lynch should not be coming out there. They come next week on SmackDown. Come next week on SmackDown if you have to. This is these two girl moment. Whoever wins, which I'm about to say is Bianca's going to win. I know everybody's like, well, why does Sasha win? Sasha deserves more than anybody to have an E moment too. I mean, Bianca will have a lot of moments in the future. So
this is a Cinderella story, though.
Right. It's a very, like you just said, it's a very Cinderella story, and this is Bianca's time. This part will be setting up for Money in the Bank, and also for SummerSlam. So we might be getting something big at SummerSlam, but this will be won by Bianca Belair.
All right. James Chadwick is heading off to bed. Yes, it's late for James Chadwick. Good night, James. Yes, enjoy night one. We will hopefully see you tomorrow night. All right. Jeff, you're up, man. Big match, and they gave it its due. It's getting the main event, which is awesome. So what are you thinking here?
When Bianca first won the Rumble, obviously every single one of us, we were just salivating that she would pick Sasha, and she did. And I'm pretty sure at some point on this channel, every single one of us said this should main event WrestleMania. And here we are. It's that for a reason. I don't think anyone should interfere in this at all. Like, and when I say interfere, like, I don't want to see anyone else show up to take the spotlight from either of these women, because the win is going to be significant for either one. You know, you have Sasha Banks, who has not won at Mania. That's the storyline going in.
Yep.
Bianca Belair, who this is her first Mania. She's young. You know, she's got all of these different qualities, but is she ready yet? That kind of thing. So either one of these women that win, it's a huge moment that should not be upstaged by anyone. I don't care if it's Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, or whoever. I don't care. They should not upstage this moment. Having said that, I think Bianca Belair wins. I do. I mean, maybe I shouldn't mix the two, but I think that Sasha is about to become a big, huge movie and TV star. And I think that's where she's going to devote some of her time, and what better way to pass the torch than to do it on this stage at WrestleMania.
Yep. Yeah, great points. I know many think that Becky spelling out night one meant night, or spelling out night one meant night one of WrestleMania. Says James Grant, I see it differently. I think Becky is speaking about night one after WrestleMania is fully done. And that is Raw. It could be. Yeah, it could be. And that would be like what Jodie said. She's trolling. So, yeah, absolutely it could be.
They did the same thing with Bray Wyatt for weeks.
Yep.
Every single pay-per-view, they wanted us to think that was the time he was coming back.
Very true. Yep, very true. She may just be starting this whole thing, and she may not come back until the next pay-per-view as well. So, yeah. Chad says, Tazzy, I knew you were going to say Peaches. Oh, Jesse Callan. Hello, Jesse. How are you? All right. In either case, this is going to be a fantastic main event. And looking forward to it, and so glad that they decided to do this. We really kind of thought it was going to be, and they even said it was going to be. So they swerved us too, because they said on Raw that it was going to be Drew and Bobby. We're going to be the main event. So good for them. They swerved us, and then they came out and told us today how this was going to be the main event. Awesome. So there you go. Are we done with night one?
Yeah, we're done with night one and night two.
Oh God. Night two is going to be insane. I mean, we're just getting started on night one, and then we come back for night two. It's crazy, isn't it? They used to cram all this into one night, and you'd go from like 7 o'clock until 11:30, sometimes midnight. And by the time you were done, you were just like, ugh. And, it was just so much that they would cram down your throat. So I'm kind of glad they do it this way, because you get, you just get little taste of it, and then you want more. So I think it's a good idea for them to, I don't know if they'll keep doing it. They may not be able to once the fans are all back, because then but who knows? It's a money-making thing too. They can get one crowd coming in one day. They can get crowds buying 2-day passes. So who knows? They may keep it going. We'll see. All right. Let's start off on night two, shall we? Let's get to the first match we have up for night two. Oh, this is going to be one good match, man. I cannot wait for this one. And the kicker is, this is just the start of something here. This is the start of a feud that many, many people wanted to see. These guys can put on a show, and they will put on a show. This is going to be a fun match. So let's start it off. Tazzy, start us off with this one. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
We're gonna take this back a little bit. We're gonna take this back because I know it from the start. So wow. Seeing these guys from all the way NXT, where Kevin Owens basically turned on Sami Zayn, and then he did it again later on down the line. Then he did it again later on down the line. Then Sami turned around. It's been nuts. It's been nuts. And since NXT to the main roster, they always had great matches. No matter what, it could be terrible and it's still a great match. If that makes any kind of sense. And they know the rules of the wrestling. The psychology. They're going to talk to each other during the match. It's going to be. This is going to be. I can't wait. I can't wait. These are two of my favorites. So I for surely think that Kevin Owens is going to win, because he needs that moment like he did last year, but he's going to have the moment with fans this time. So Kevin Owens is the victorious one right here. Don't get me wrong. Sami Zayn is going to do his thing, but Kevin Owens.
Big Dan's comparing them to the Joker and Batman. Kevin and Sammy are like the Joker and Batman. They are destined to do this forever. I think KO wins, and there's shenanigans here. I think KO is going to get his moment to dive off of something. He was looking to do it last year. He wanted to dive off of the I think it was off the pirate ship last year that he wanted to go. So they do have a pirate ship set up there. This could be the time when we see that. Kevin Owens wanted that big moment, and he may get it this year. I do agree with Tazzy. I think KO is going to win it. I don't think this is going to be the last time we're going to see this feud. I think this is going to go on for a while. And what about the whole thing with Jake or with Jake Paul, Logan Paul, whatever Paul he is.
Why is he on the show?
What about that whole thing? Like, I mean, we saw Kevin Owens push him out of the way. We saw with a little shove. So was that done intentionally? And is he going to get involved as well? Conrad saying I take Zayn with Logan Paul swerve. Logan Paul eats a stunner. It could very well be. I mean, he could do something. He did get shoved there. So, all right, Jodie, who do you think wins this? And is Kevin Owens going to do something crazy in this match?
Of course, Kevin Owens is going to do something crazy. He's going off that pirate ship. Why do you think they built their own pirate ship?
He's going off the crow's nest, baby.
I think it's for two reasons. I think A, because Tampa Bay said they couldn't use the cannons.
Yeah.
And B, they said they couldn't jump off the pirate ship. So WWE just said, well, screw you. We're going to build our own pirate ship.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Kevin Owens is going off that pirate ship 100%, and he will come out of this victorious.
All right. Maj says KO wins. If they give me KO versus Owens at SummerSlam, I won't be mad. They are magic together. Give me Edge and Christian vibes. Yes. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, Jeff. What do you think is happening between these two?
Whatever it is, it's great. It's always great with these two. I mean, all the way back in the day, even on the indies, these two guys. So, listen, I have to add something to my list of certainties, and that's Kevin Owens jumping off of high crap. Like that's the fourth. It's like, you know, Kevin Owens, if he sees something that's high up, he's jumping off of it. Period. End of story. He's going off of this pirate ship. I mean, yeah, and I'm cool with it. I mean, I want to see it. I want to see this crazy bump. So these two guys, though, the chemistry they have is absolutely off the charts. The storytelling that they do, whether it doesn't matter which one is playing which role, they bounce off of each other so well with what they do. So obviously that translates to the ring. And I've got KO in this one, but I kind of feel like whichever Paul is involved, because I don't care enough to know which one is which.
Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Rand Paul. Yeah.
I mean, it could be, you know, Maul Paul. I don't care. I just don't care.
Peter, Paul, and Mary. Yeah. I
don't really care which one it is, but they could both get involved for all I care. But I think something may happen with that whole thing. WWE doesn't pay people money just to kind of sit off and do nothing. I mean, they pay whichever Paul a ridiculous amount of money to to be there. So that's got to have something to do with it. But yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. So we all kind of think something crazy is going to happen. Deanna says Kevin Owens does a cannonball off the ship. Imagine if they had a plank. You know the whole pirate things with the walk in the plank? Imagine that they built the plank and Sammy and Kevin both get out on that plank and they just both go off at the same time. And Kevin just grabs him like for a stunner and stuns him and they just fly through the air as he's stunning him in the air. That'd be amazing.
Dude, the walkway is the plank.
Oh, the
Think about how this thing just set up. The walkway is the plank.
Oh, that's cool. There you go. Paul Blart, peanut Blart and jelly says everything pro wrestling. Kevin says, hear me out. I think Randy Orton dies as he has burned. The pirate ship will be set ablaze. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. That's interesting. The crow's nest. Somebody talking about all these pirate parts inside. Might be going arg during this match. Arg. All right. Well, there you go. Whatever Pauls we see, all the Pauls, none of the Pauls, we don't know. We shall see. But it seems like we're all in consensus that Kevin Owens will win and do something absolutely insane during this match, where we're all going to be going, "Oh my!" like Joey Styles. "Oh my God!" We'll be doing that at some point. So there you go. All right. What match do we have next?
U.S. title match.
Bro. Are we gonna see the birds fly out of Riddle's ass? Like,
Yes.
what is that all about? Where did that come from? Like, is that a peacock thing? Did they just say, well, let's have birds fly out of his butt when he kicks off his sandals? Oh.
I think it's a weed thing.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but either way, man, I don't know. Poor Sheamus, because I kind of don't think Sheamus is going to win this. I think Riddle's going to win it. This for me is a head scratcher match. I don't really know. It came together last minute. You know, the whole thing with Sheamus and Drew kind of just collapsed after that whole thing happened, and he just got thrown into this thing last minute with Riddle. I don't think it really makes a lot of sense. There's not a lot of backstory to it whatsoever. Riddle forgetting his lines in the back and riding around on that scooter, and man, I don't know. I get it. It's comic relief. I get what they're doing with him and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know that this match is going to be really very good. No bad creative humor. Yeah, this is bad creative. Yeah, this again. There's just no lead into this whatsoever. They just crammed this together, I think, because they really didn't have an opponent for Riddle. And as much as I don't know, as much as I hate to say it, I think Riddle may need to drop that title because there's really not. I don't know. I don't know. This one, I don't really care all that much about. I'll be completely honest with you. If they have a good match, great. I think Sheamus should win it, but I don't think he will. I think Riddle wins this. And again, this one's a go get your popcorn, go get your food, go do something else match. But I'm not all that enthused about this one. I don't like the way that they ran into this story. And so anyway, yeah. So I think Riddle will win it, but I don't think he should. So, Jeff, what do you think?
I'm going to differ from that.
Okay.
I don't actually think it's going to be a potty break or a snack break kind of match.
Okay.
I have a feeling you go with this.
Yeah, listen, I think these two are going to put on a show. I really do. I think these two will have a heck of a match. It's going to be physical. I mean, they're good in-ring guys. I mean, yes, Riddle is a little bit goofy. Yes, he is.
He's Spicoli. That's what I'm going to call. I'm going to call Riddle Spicoli. That it is what it is.
I mean, he is. And you know, is it weird that we're seeing his hallucinations come out of his butthole? It's kind of weird. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. You know, like this is what I imagine. Like when he smokes and gets high, I think every single one of those birds that you see flying out, those are his buddies. And I guarantee you, if you ever approached him and said, "Hey, Riddle, do you have names for those birds that fly out of your butthole?" He has a name for every single one. And you want me to tell you something else? One of them's name is Paul. And anyway, let me go.
Paul.
Yeah, one of them's name is Paul. Anyway,
there you go.
Listen, I've got Sheamus winning.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I've got Sheamus winning this. Something tells me that Riddle is about to get involved in something bigger.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
All right. Fair enough. Different point of view from Jeff. Okay. Tazzy, what are you thinking for this one, man?
You guys ready for this? I always do something. I'll do a curveball. Here we go. Who is Sheamus was like going after? I mean, going against before Drew. Anybody know?
Before Drew.
Before Drew. Keith Lee.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Keith Lee. Yeah.
Keith Lee. And what was Keith Lee supposed to be at the last WrestleMania he was supposed to be? It was supposed to be Keith Lee, Bobby Lashley, and Riddle. And the winner was supposed to be Keith Lee. This is going to be the perfect time for him to swerve everybody. They keep going against Sheamus and attacks Riddle to become a heel. And there we go. We're going to get our match. I don't know who's going to win. I'm not going to lie to you. No, I'm just kidding. I think Riddle's going to win, but it's going to be one of those, we got something bigger for Riddle to go against Keith Lee. That's the only reason why he's going to win. Otherwise, I think Sheamus should win because Sheamus deserves it. He has bust. I'm gonna say this. He just bust his ass for the last 3 or 4 months, and he deserves some kind of title. So, yeah. I honestly say this: if push comes to shove, I see him on SmackDown, and if you really not going to do nothing with Cesaro if they're really not going to push him, or if they are, cool. If not, bring back the bar. Bring back the bar. I want the bar. Bring back the bar. But like I said, Riddle is going to win the match.
All right, fair enough. There you go. Jodie, what do you think?
I'm with Joe on this one. This is your bathroom break for night 2. I really could care less. I love Sheamus, and Riddle's very funny, but I really don't care.
Fair enough. Spicoli or Wayne Campbell, says Rusty. Yeah, he reminds me so much of Spicoli. I think you should have a valet named Mr. Hand. I really do. I think you should have a valet come down and just, he calls him Mr. Hand, or maybe you make a puppet and have a puppet of Mr. Hand. I think that'd be funny. Conrad say, Jesse, you wanted me to read a comment, but I have no idea what comment it is. Oh, there it is. I feel like Riddle is a placeholder for that title and that Keith Lee was originally going to win it. Yeah, it seems like where Tazzy's going, where Jeff might be going as well. We did hear rumors that Keith Lee would be back on Monday, so we don't know how they bring him back. They might package him as a heel. And bring him back and have those two go up against each other. Yeah, they had some history. They had matches against each other before, so that could very well be. Amazing guy talking about Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss wants to wrestle more. Let her wrestle. See Wrestling says, I miss bars. The bar. T-bar. I want a beer. Oh, well, there you go. All right, let's go to our next match.
All righty, let's go to the next one here. Give me 1 second.
Sure thing.
Technology is wonderful.
Yes.
So
this is nice.
The winner of the tag team turmoil match will take on the champs, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler.
Well, if my prediction holds true, it will be the Riot Squad against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I think that the whole turmoil thing was done to set up a champion. That's the reason why I think they did it. Nia and Shayna have had their time, but I think that it's time for them to split, and I think it's time for them to go their own way in singles match action. Nia already has the stuff going on with Frederick, or that whole thing, so he may end up being her valet. Whatever the case might be is there. Shayna could get herself involved with women's titles and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I think whoever wins that turmoil match, I think is walking out with the title. And I think so. I'm going to go with my pick, and I'll say it's the Riot Squad. I'll say the Riot Squad wins, and I'll say that they beat Nia and Shayna. And like I said, I'm going to just say that whoever wins that turmoil match will be the new champs, and I think that's why they did that. So C says the winner is Liv Morgan. All right, Jeff, who do you think wins? Obviously, if you're going to go with your prediction for the other one, do you think that they dethrone the champs?
Yeah, I'm going with the field over the champions at this point, because like you said, they've had their time. I feel like they did this to kind of help Shayna in terms of improving on the mic and doing some other things in terms of character development to position her for a singles run. Now, whether that's directly at the championship or kind of chasing for it, we'll see. But yeah, I feel like this is the time for them to drop those belts and go their own separate ways, do what they need to do, and just go from there. I wouldn't be surprised, though. I wouldn't be surprised if it is the Riot Squad. I mean, again, I kind of went there earlier, but yeah, I think the champs are done for, and we'll see another push for Shayna.
There you go. All right. Go ahead, Tazzy.
Whew. All right, here we go. I honestly think the Riot Squad is going to win this. The main reason is because it's time for Shayna and Nia Jax to split up for one of my favorite matches I saw a couple years ago, which was Shayna Baszler versus Rhea Ripley. I want that match now. So that's I'm not sure what Nia Jax is going to do. I think whoever wins that match is going to face Nia Jax. So we just might get Nia Jax facing her partner in the near future. I think it's a good time to split them apart because you don't all these tag teams. I just don't to see all these tag teams out of the blue. Now you got them. Now you got a bunch of tag teams. Like you don't need them. They could be single competitors. You need single competitors now on Raw. So yeah, I honestly think the Riot Squad. This is the Riot Squad time, and that's that.
Shayna versus Rhea is money, says Deanna. Yes, I agree. That'd be an awesome match to see. Absolutely. All right, Jodie, what do you think?
Same reason I had before. I just want to see Wrestling's reaction.
C's lighting up the chat with Live Love. He's saying Live Love. There's going to be hashtag Live Love. All right. Well, there you go. So we all kind of think that we are going to see a new champion crowned here. So that'll be cool. DJ B-Tazzy says he will be right back. All right. So Tazzy will be right back. All right. So what have we got next, Jeff?
This is what I'm really looking forward to, the Intercontinental Championship match, Apollo Crews against Big E.
They both cut some cool promos. Big E's promo tonight was really good. Yep. I liked it, where he kind of went back to his old neighborhood and showed his high school football field and stuff, and it was a good promo. I want to know what this drum match is. Exactly what is the stipulations going to be with this match? So, yeah, look, I think these two guys can put on a show. There's no question about it. They both deserve the spotlight here. Is this Big E's time to lose the belt? I don't know, because how many times can you see Apollo lose before you start to think, well, when is this guy going to win? So I don't know. I'm maybe an unpopular decision, but I'm going with Apollo. I just think that if you're going to carry on the story a little more, and I kind of think that they will, I think you kind of have to have him have that gold, and just it gives him that even much more of a boost to vault him up that ladder a little bit and make him an even bigger heel. So the drum stipulation will cost Big E. That's a good point. Maybe it will, because he doesn't really know what the stipulation is. So I feel like he's getting a bit stuck between a drum and Apollo wins. Yeah, I mean, it could be something like that causes him to lose, but I do think it's Apollo's time. I think they really need to give him the title here. And I think they will. I think Apollo wins this match. So go ahead, Jeff. What do you think?
Man, I think this is going to be a great match. First, I think here's where I'm going with this, and people may think this is really crazy, but I think it's time. This is a good way to get the belt off of Big E so he can go after whoever wins that triple threat Universal Championship match.
Yep.
That's what I think is next for Big E. He's done a great job as the IC champion. What ends up happening is, and the thing around the Intercontinental title is, that's the worker's belt. So if you can prove that you can carry that title, then that puts you in line theoretically to be able to go to the main event. That's what I think is next for Big E. I think that he's going to lose. I think it's going to be a heck of a match, but I think it's time for Big E to go up against whoever that champion is, because I think we need to carry that and see Big E going into SummerSlam possibly for a Universal Championship.
And if Big E does lose, that will be 23 people that will have lost when he gets his theme music played, when he comes out to it live. So, he is having live theme music played before the match. All right, let's go to Tazzy. Tazzy, what do you think here? Who do you think wins?
Oh, gotta be Apollo. I know this is the same thing happened between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. That's different. This anything goes in WrestleMania, and we'll actually talk about Roman Reigns later. But that's different. This is WrestleMania. It's a good time for Apollo Crews to get his moment. Mm-hmm. I honestly think, like I said, it's always nice to see the champion as the heel, because then you can see a bunch of people chasing, like all these faces chasing him. It's so much fun to see that. So, but Apollo Crews deserves it because he's been around for a minute. So I think Apollo Crews is going to get his moment.
Be a heck of a time for him to get a moment at WrestleMania, man. That's absolutely. And like you both said, he could get inserted. I think Conrad said it in the comments too. He could get inserted right into that title picture and go after Roman Reigns or whoever ends up winning that title. So yeah, agreed. Jodie, what do you think?
A little bit of a spoiler alert. My theory is the 4 major belts are going to change at WrestleMania. So, because I feel like that's the only way they're going to top NXT is having the 4 biggest belts change hands at WrestleMania. That's the only, I don't know. That's just my little theory. So, having said that, I think, I don't think this one is going to be one that changes.
Okay. So you're going with Big E?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Maj says, at first, can we say thank you, WWE, 2 African-American one-on-one match, Cruz versus Big E and Belair versus Sasha? Yeah, absolutely. 2 belts as well. So, yeah, awesome. Okay, what do we have next?
Yeah,
Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. A lot of you guys already kind of know my feelings on the build up for this one too. Was just kind of thrown together. This was a whole thing where my whole thing, and it's probably nitpicking at this point, because it really doesn't matter. But the whole point of building up to getting a title shot was really not. Rhea just came down and demanded a title shot and got it. But oh well, hey, it is what it is. I think it's going to be a great match. I really do. They're 2 really great athletes. Of course, Rhea deserves it from the show she put on against Charlotte last year and didn't win, which was an amazing match. Some people may say that Charlotte and Asuka match was the best match of Mania last year. So I think this will be a good one. I do believe that the title will change, and for more than one reason. I think Asuka needs to drop that belt. There's a lot of people, and not myself included. I love Asuka. I think she's great, but I do believe she needs a change. And I think the change is to get herself away from that title picture. Some people in the chat were saying, can they play into it as to when Alexa gave her the claw? Does she change? Yes, I do believe Asuka is going to be a heel. I think she will turn into maybe one of her other personas. And I think that's what's going to happen here. But I think Asuka will lose the belt, and maybe that will kind of cause her to snap a little bit, and then she will change. That's how I see this going. I think Rhea will be the champ. Rhea may be the champ for a long time as well. She may hold that title for a good little while and go up against some big names. If we're getting Becky back, can you imagine seeing Rhea versus Becky or Rhea versus Charlotte or, again, or, so many people that she can go up against. But I think that Rhea Ripley gets the win here. And I think, the talk about Asuka being a paper champion, it's a shame. Because they kind of wrote her that way. It's not really her fault. The writing and the creative really just seemed at times like they had nothing for her. And that's a shame. That's a real shame. But I think she can reset, as sometimes wrestlers have to do. Take a step back, reset yourself, and go forward again. And I think that's what we're going to see here. So I think Rhea wins. Go ahead, Jodie. You can go. You're up next.
Again, I absolutely adore Asuka, but they haven't booked her championship correctly.
Yep.
They just really haven't. And I don't blame her for that because she's fantastic. I blame writing and the creative team for that. They should have booked her better. Having said that, Rhea Ripley's walking out with that belt. 100%.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind whatsoever.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I just think it's time for both of them. Rhea to get vaulted up, and of course for Asuka, I think to be able to reset. Yeah, I agree. I think it's time. Jeff, what do you think?
When is the last time we really thought about someone that was a major champion, and that championship was actually a deterrent to them as opposed to uplifting them?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we've seen with Asuka. And I'm going to echo a lot of what you guys said. I absolutely adore Asuka, but Asuka needs a change in a major way.
Mm-hmm.
She just does. For months, I've been saying it's stale. It needs to change. That's why I was so happy when the whole interaction happened with her and Alexa, because I wanted them to really take that and create a story to help us get to that change. So it made sense. Maybe they kind of circle back and do that after the loss. Maybe that's something we see on Monday night is maybe she loses on Sunday, and then Monday night we see her kind of dejected and upset, and then we start to see her change, and that's when she becomes, what we feel she should be, or something completely different. So yeah, I'm picking Rhea with this because I think it's time. I think the matchups you could have with Rhea are just tremendous. Shayna Baszler. I'm not convinced that Becky Lynch, when she returns, ends up on Raw. I think she ends up on SmackDown, which is that there's another person that's returning by the name of Ronda Rousey. How would you feel seeing a Ronda Rousey Rhea Ripley match?
Oh boy. Yeah.
That match, that could be your main event at SummerSlam or something. You name it, it could happen. So I just think it's time for Rhea to take this, and I would not be surprised if they end up taking this loss as the final straw for Asuka, and then we start to see the deterioration of what we get before us. And then we start to see that change that we feel like has been happening all along.
Yeah, great point. Great point. All right, Tazzy, you're up. What do you think?
I hate that they did this twice. They did this before the triple threat match at WrestleMania with the all three women. They did it before. They was like, what are we going to do with Asuka? Oh, I guess we'll just take the title off of her and then have Charlotte take the title into WrestleMania for winner takes all. And that left Asuka out of WrestleMania. So I was like, and here we go again. So it's like, dude, she needs a huge reset. And I think it's the perfect time. At least she's at WrestleMania. That's a good thing. She at WrestleMania. She'll have her WrestleMania moment in the match. Of course, she's not going to win it. I'm not being biased. I think this is serious. What's going to happen is Rhea Ripley going to win, because I think now you're about to have on both sides for SmackDown and Raw 2 young great stars, Bianca Belair on one side and Rhea Ripley on one side, that you can build around now. So I'm not gonna lie. I love Asuka, but it's time for a change.
Yeah, I agree. All right. I know it's getting late. I see some people starting to drop. So before you guys go, if you are leaving, and I understand it's getting late, we're going to finish this up in about probably 15, 20 minutes. But before you go, make sure you hit the like on the video. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, most importantly, join us tomorrow night at 7:30, Sunday night at 7:30 for our first ever WrestleMania watch along. Don't forget to come over and check us out. Like I said, I know you might be watching some other shows as well, but come on over and pop in and just say hello or whatever it is you're doing. So all right, there you go. Let's get to move along, shall we? And let's get to the next match.
Even though this is the main event of night,
I know what you're doing.
it ain't our main event, dog. So the triple threat match for the Universal Championship.
Wow, this one here. Man, I really I like this because I really just don't know where this is going to go. I really just don't know what direction this is going to go in. There's a case to be made for all three of them. The case to be made for Roman Reigns is, do you want to derail his momentum and kind of make him look, even if it would be a fraction of a little bit, you just make him look a little bit weak by losing. Now he could lose and somebody else takes the pin, which is fine. We talked about that, and we said that, obviously then you don't lose really much credibility there, because he could turn around and say, well, no one pinned me. But I can go with really any of these guys winning. Any of them. The question is, the fans are back, albeit 25,000 fans, so nowhere near capacity. The last match of night 2, what do you do to send the fans home? And I think for that reason, I'm going to say Daniel Bryan. For that reason. I could certainly turn around and say Edge as well, because I know the fans would be thrilled to see Edge win it also. I think people are going to say, well, Joe, this happened in 2014. You're crazy. They're not going to do the same thing again. This may very well be Daniel Bryan's last WrestleMania. He mentioned that. So this may very well be. He may end up retiring somewhere soon down the road, and he may never be in another WrestleMania. Do I think that either Edge or Daniel, if they win it, are going to hold it a long time? No, neither one of them. I think either one of them are going to give it up. I think Roman will get it back. Whoever is going to win this, if it's not Roman, it's going to be a transitional champ. That's just the way it's going to be. Edge, because he's not signed on to wrestle very much. And Daniel, because, again, I just don't see him being around a super amount of time either. But I'm going, I don't know why, because again, it kind of seems like history repeating itself, and people are going to say they're not going to do that again. I just have a feeling that the crowd is going to be behind him. I also think this way because they had Edge change up his tune. The way he was acting, he changed it up. He's not the lovable guy anymore. He changed back to what the attitude, the rated R superstar. So he's not necessarily the guy that everybody's going to love now. So I am going with Daniel Bryan. And again, this could be any of the three, and we may have all different answers for this one, but I'm going with Daniel Bryan for the reasons I just said. So, Jeff, go ahead, man. What do you think?
My thoughts are a little out there right now. So, what I'll say is this: I think Daniel Bryan and Edge are going to cancel each other out, for lack of better terms. I think that at this moment, it's more about Edge and Daniel Bryan than it is about Roman Reigns. That benefits Roman Reigns because if those two are after each other, then he can be the slimy, sneaky heel, that you need to win in that manner. Having said that, couple things I think are going to happen from here. One, I think we get Daniel Bryan and Edge feuding going forward. I think that's going to happen. I do think that Big E could kind of come into the picture a little bit with Roman. We'll see. I think they're going to test it out just to see how it works. Just my opinion, but yeah, I've got Roman winning, and who knows? Who knows what returns we can get at the end of that match?
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. See, like I said, we might get all different answers with this one. So Jeff brings up some great points there. Let's go to Jodie. Jodie, who do you think wins the main event?
Here's my theory. And again, it's just a theory. I think they put Daniel Bryan in that match, like Jeff said, to feud with Edge going forward. But I think they put Daniel Bryan in that match because to take that belt, you can't pin Roman Reigns and take that belt from him. You just can't. Because he's Vince's golden boy. He's not letting anybody pin Roman Reigns to take that belt. If you want that belt off of Roman Reigns, you're going to have to get it some other way. And I have no doubt that's probably exactly how that was presented. If you want that belt off of Roman Reigns, you got to find some other way to do it because you ain't pinning him and he ain't tapping out. So that's why I think Daniel Bryan was put into this match for Edge to pin Daniel Bryan. And I think the Edge is going to come out of this victorious. Roman can continue to remain strong, come out and say, nobody pinned me. That's still my title belt. Ain't nobody pinned me. You're going to have to go through me. And he'll get that belt back pretty quickly, I think. But I think that sets up a feud potentially between Edge and Daniel Bryan. Maybe Roman doesn't get it back right away. Maybe Edge and Daniel Bryan have some kind of match at Money in the Bank, and that's when Bryan gets it from Edge. I don't know. But I think Daniel Bryan was put in that match for Edge to pin him and not Roman, to keep Roman still Vince's golden boy. And don't get me wrong, I love Roman Reigns. I got a soft spot in my heart for Roman Reigns because I did as a person, because I did a lot of work with cancer patients, and I've got so much respect for him as a man. But he is playing this character phenomenally well. Mm-hmm. He's so good at it. Actually, me and Chris were talking about this earlier when we were watching SmackDown. I said, I think he enjoys it. Mm-hmm. And he said, I've heard a lot of wrestlers actually enjoy playing a heel because it just gives them a chance to do something different. Mm-hmm. So, and which led me to say, Well, we were supposed to be at WrestleMania last year, and I was going to get to meet Roman Reigns, and I probably would have asked him that question. But I hope I'm sure he's having a blast with it. So he is definitely playing it very, very well. But I think he's going to come out without that belt, and Edge is going to come out with that belt.
Okay, so there you go. What did I say? I've got one Daniel Bryan. We've got one Edge, and Jeff. Your vote. I'm. You could tell I'm getting tired. Jeff, what did you say? Who was your pick? Roman. So we got one of each. Tazzy, break the tie.
I am about to break this tie, and I'm about to hurry up and do it because I know everybody want to get to this main event. Not the main event, but what we talk about. I got my popcorn ready right now. So, real quick, I'm gonna do this quickly. Edge going to win this. Edge going to win this. It's going to be a lot of shenanigans in this match. We will probably get a return by Jimmy Uso and Jay Uso as well, trying to help him out. However, it's not going to help. But let me set this up. Ready? Edge will win this match. Beats Daniel Bryan. We will have Edge versus Daniel Bryan at Money in the Bank. At Money in the Bank, Roman Reigns will win the Money in the Bank.
No, that's interesting.
Ooh, I like that.
Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns got the Money in the Bank contract, which he can use at any time. And it's very easy to do when you got the Usos in your back pocket. Can just attack at any time.
Ooh, I love that.
Cashes it right in.
So yes. But other than that, I'm gonna be happy more for Edge to actually win and get his moment, his last moment, by the way. So, Roman, Edge to win.
All right. Well, there you go. Kevin says that is interesting. Jimmy and Jay turn on Roman. Shenanigans, says Jesse. More talk about Brock Lesnar. Roman wanted to be healed for years and they wouldn't let him. Deanna says yes. And he is doing a great job with it. I agree. Tazzy with the swerves tonight. Hashtag Russo, says Conrad.
Me and Tazzy on the same wavelength tonight.
There you go. Tazzy with the grand salami with this theory, says Big Dan. Well, guys, I think we've got one more match. And I have no idea what that match could be. I have no idea what that match could be. Yeah. It is The Fiend and Randy Orton. Wow. So this one, again, being kept very much on the cuff. Not a lot said about it. No stipulations. No idea of what's going on. You got a promo as a lead-in. So no sign of Alexa, no sign of Bray from, since not this past week, but the week before. Not even a sign of Randy. So interesting how they're leading into this. And what is it going to be? No one knows. We've all guessed. Is it going to have cinematic elements? Is it not? Is it going to be because it's in front of fans? What is it going to be? None of us have any idea. And that's what makes it fun. We just don't know. I will go and say, I think that you are going to get an explosive entrance. Whatever this is going to be. And I know Jodie and Jeff have talked about this on the show plenty of times before. But you're going to get some sort of big entrance here. One that I may need to blindfold myself for a few minutes with. I don't know. I hope not, but we'll see. But I think this is going to be a big entrance. The entrance may be big and longer than the match because it may not be a very long match. There are rumors circulating all over the dirt sheets. And again, Jodie and Jeff talked about this on Abby's, that it's going to be a squash match. It very well could be. I don't know how exactly it's going to go down or how it's going to happen, but it very well could be a very, very quick match. And the entrance, coming in is going to be longer than the match actually is. Does Alexa get involved? Who knows? I mean, we just don't know. The thing that everybody thinks they know is what the Fiend is going to look like, and that he's going to be wearing some sort of hood, which was kind of leaked in WWE Supercard. Apparently, they leaked a picture from one of their cards, which, by the way, they have taken down. So shame on you. When you screw up, normally you do take things down. So if that is the case, then we may see him coming out looking a little more like the Mummy with that big cape over the top of his head. In any case, this is the first time that we will see him have an entrance since he's been back. I think it's going to be off the charts. I think we've all been waiting for this. Is this a culmination? Is it the end? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I'm going to go as far as to say it would not shock me if Randy Orton won. It would not shock me if Randy Orton won. I don't think it would be a squash match if Randy wins. That's the other way around. If it's going to be a squash match and very quick match, then I think Fiend wins. But it would not shock me if Randy wins this. Keep in mind what Randy said about the comments about going to the deeper depths of hell to figure out what I need to do. Randy's promos are always very thoughtful and mindful about things, and you kind of have to be when you're in a story with Bray. But keep that in mind. What depths of hell is he going to reach into to try to beat him? So just keep that in mind. But all right, the floor is your guys. Tazzy, we'll go first to you, and then we'll go to Jeff, and then we'll go to Jodie from Abby's, and they'll let us know what they think. But go ahead, Tazzy.
I'm gonna just put my 2 cents out here really, really fast because I got popcorn ready for Abby. So Fiend will win. Fiend will win. I'm looking forward to the entrance. I can't wait to see the entrance. It's like when the Undertaker was around. You just want to see that entrance and see what he's going to do next. And now we got the Fiend now, and here we go again. And granted, Bray Wyatt, ever since he's been in WrestleMania, he has some crazy entrances. So I mean, you guys remember his own theme. It's the group that did his own theme. They showed up. I believe it was when he won the title. Oh, well, not when he won the title. When he lost the title, actually. But just saying. Yeah, I think the Fiend will win. That's it. I know I have more, but I'm just going to sit here and eat my popcorn.
All right, Jeff, go ahead, and then we'll let Jodie finish it up.
Yeah, I'm not going to take long. I think what we get here, it seems that every WrestleMania you have your WrestleMania moments, but then you also have your OMG wow factor moments that just stand out above any and everything. This entire experience, whatever we get, is going to be that moment that stands out for most. I think the Fiend will win. Again, Joe, I'm like you. I could see Randy. I could completely see Randy winning. And then at the end of that, I feel like that's where the Fiend truly completes a change to go forward. I mean, maybe it's too soon for him to change, but I just think depending on what the elements are in the match, we could see that change happen right before us, because apparently there were people saying that there's going to be stuff like supernatural stuff that's already filmed, supposedly, however much stock you put into that. So, but yeah, that's my thoughts. I want to hear what Abby feels about this.
I got my popcorn.
I'm trying to not start crying, honestly. I just know what a big moment that's going to be for Bray. I know he really misses the fans, and I just I don't even think he's going to have such a hard time holding back tears himself, being in an arena with the fans back, all those phone lights lit up, all the fireflies there. And yes, he's going to be in character and in that moment, but with as much as he misses everybody, it's going to be really hard for him to go through that, stay in character, and not get emotional. We saw him get emotional when he won the belt. I don't have a freaking clue what we're going to get unless they announce some kind of stipulation for this match. It's your run-of-the-mill wrestling match, which means you could have a DQ. And that would be the only way I could see Randy winning. Because, obviously, they like to use things. The Fiend likes to use things. Fire, mallets, puppets, whatever. So I could see Randy winning via DQ unless they announce some kind of no DQ match or no holds bar or whatever, because they haven't released any kind of stipulation. So it's going to be your run-of-the-mill wrestling match to an extent, in the fact that you can have a disqualification. And I could see Randy winning on a DQ. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think the Fiend I think it is going to be a squash match. I think the entrance is going to be longer than the match. I am totally okay with that because, like we said before, it's Florida. It's going to be 80-something degrees. It's like 70% humidity with all that get-up that Bray's got on and the lights, and he's going to be dying of heat exhaustion and roasting his chestnut. So nobody can wrestle in a get-up like that for very long. So I do think it's going to be a short match, if not a squash match. The Fiend will emerge victorious. We are going to get, I think Vince has let him go balls to the wall when it comes to this entrance. I think Code Orange is going to play him in live. I think we're going to get Saricho. We're going to get lots of demonic type. Yep. We're going to get lots of demonic type people dancing, whatever you want to do, choreography. It's going to be absolutely insane. I don't think anything really, anything is going to get set on fire unless that's something that's been pre-recorded. I know people had been talking about earlier about the ship getting set on fire with it. If it was the main event, 100%, I could see that. But you can't pre-record that because they've got to use that, and you're going to be able to see it for the main event. So I don't think anything really crazy happens in terms of damage property or burning things down unless it's been pre-recorded somewhere else. But this entrance is going, I think I'm more excited about the entrance than I am the match. I think everybody's more excited about the entrance to the match. No, I'm kidding. Because we love to see Bray wrestle as well. But I think this entire experience, I'm going to forewarn everybody, I'm probably going to cry. I have cried so much today, and I still managed to get misty-eyed just talking about him walking out in front of the fans. So I'm going to apologize in advance because I'm definitely going to cry.
Well, there you go. I'm going to cry for different reasons. Especially if I see some contorting people coming down to the ringside. Yeah, so look, the buildup has been there. We've been waiting for this match for a long time. It's been a long time coming. Does it mean that this is over? Might not be, guys. It might not be. So. They talked about that Funhouse match, and if that's truly what they're going to do, and if that happens to be the little calling card for Bray as to be an end of a feud, which it seemed to be with Cena, when you kind of take them on that mind trip and go take them back in their past, and if that's what he's going to do with Randy, it's obviously not happening here. So that may be what's coming down the road, and that may be what happens at SummerSlam, and all things are a circle, and Bray started at SummerSlam, and maybe that's where that ends, is at SummerSlam. So, well, there you go. There you go, guys.
I think that ends before SummerSlam because I have a sneaking suspicion we may get the Fiend versus the Demon at SummerSlam.
Yes.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Talk about your full circles.
That would be pretty awesome.
The Demon versus the Fiend at SummerSlam. So I don't think it goes quite that long. I could definitely see it ending at Money in the Bank. But this storyline, especially with what Randy said to himself, that you'll come face to face with everything you've ever did, it just begs for that cinematic match.
Yeah.
Do the crazy, the crazy stuff and the crazy entrances with the fans, because after WrestleMania, we don't know when they're going to have fans again in the building. True. So you can always do that cinematic match at the next pay-per-view when you don't have fans.
Yeah, especially if they like that format that they used with Money in the Bank last time and they go back to the WWE headquarters again and do it like they did the last one. That's true. They wouldn't have fans in there. That's a great point. That's a great point. Well, there you go, guys. There is our prediction show for night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. It is tomorrow. It's today. Today, actually, yes, it is WrestleMania Day. And it is
just
true.
for tomorrow for me. But.
Well, yeah, all right, Mr. West Coast.
Well, you live out there in La La Land, so.
Happy WrestleMania Day, everyone. Yeah, man, what a buildup it's been. What a crazy week it's been. And listen, again, really, really appreciate you guys coming out, staying out. I know it's late, but we appreciate you being here. We, of course, wish Brandi a happy birthday. I know she was going to try to make it tonight, but obviously today was her birthday, so hope she enjoyed that. But, guys, all I'm going to ask is that you come out tomorrow, come over to the show, say hello, and if you want to watch other things, put them up on different screens. But listen, you're not going to want to miss a reaction that we're going to have to this Bray match. I could tell you that right now. So make sure that you, at the very least, come over and check it out during that match, because you have all followed Abby and Jeff on Abby's window, and I'm sure you're going to want to see what the reactions are when we do that. You may see a blank screen with me because I may be hiding under my desk, but you are going to want to see.
You're just going to see me crying.
Yes. So you're going to want to see the reactions to that either way. So listen, guys, I hope you can all come out tomorrow night. I hope you could join us for our stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. Night 1 of WrestleMania starts tomorrow night for the insiders at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will all be here. We hope you will too. And again, thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for joining us. We've got night 1 of WrestleMania tomorrow at 7:30, night 2 of WrestleMania on Sunday at 7:30, and then Abby's window on Monday. We are considering coming back and doing Raw on Monday night, because we have a very funny feeling that Raw is going to be a big show following Mania. So we are considering doing a stream for Monday Night Raw. Let us know what you guys think. If you think that'll be a cool idea, hit us up in DMs, tell us on Twitter, whatever. Let us know if you think that would be a fun idea. We may end up doing that. If we do that, the early plan is we will have Abby's go an hour later and start at 7, and then we'll just go right into Raw. So we'll have Abby's kind of be
Abby's window goes Raw.
There you go. We'll have an Abby's window preview for Raw, and then we'll go right in and do a stream for Monday Night Raw. Tazzy, of course, you're more than welcome to join us. If you're around, if you don't have baseball, you can certainly join us for that as well. So
yeah, I'll free you till Tuesday.
There you go. All right. Well, there you go, guys. That is it for us tonight. Really, really glad Chad's saying I'm going to hide in a closet. There's no closet near me. I have nowhere to go except under my desk. Maybe I'll make a little Joe hand puppet, and I'll just be under the desk, and I'll just have a little hand puppet up here.
You need one of those. You need one of those Fiend paper plates.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can easily make one of those.
Yeah.
Rusty saying, loved everyone's predictions and theories. Thanks, Rusty. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Really, really appreciate it. Really glad we had you guys here. And as always, before we head out tonight, make sure that you go hit the like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, hit the notifications button if you want to be notified when we'll be on next, and make sure you come out, say hello to us during our first ever WrestleMania watch-alongs. That's it, guys. Have a great rest of your night. Stay safe. and obviously enjoy night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. And we hope that we will see your lovely faces in the chat for night 1 and night 2. Good night, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.